Magnificent day for racing. The starter holds them there. Tiffany Street in the Oakland Park colours. They're off, they're racing. Missing the start noticeably is Tropical Sun. Schnoots, Turkish Lad, they were the first of them to leave over the newcomer, Mr. Schnips, who was away well. Tiffany Street settles down there running fourth. Over on the inside, Rock on Molly, followed further back by Lord Gannicus, who's having to be sooled along in the early stages with Mr. Cova back second last. Over on the outside of Tropical Sun. At the 600 they head, and the newcomer Schnoots took up the role of pacemaker, led by a length Turkish Lad. Mr. Snips is travelling third over on the inside. The favourites being dug up by Parnham. Tiffany Street there, he's riding her along. In fact, as they come to the 350, trying to get her to work through the bridle. Rock on Molly off the fence, followed by Mr. Gannicus. Lord Gannicus at the head of the others, and down the outside running on now is Mr. Cova as well. Tiffany Street reaches the lead. In pursuit down the outside, Mr. Cova. Tiffany Street in front, now also coming Lord Gannicus. It's Tiffany Street though, responding from Lord Gannicus, Mr. Cova, and another one for Tiffany Street. Tiffany Street beat home Lord Gannicus. Third, Mr. Cova. Photo fourth between Rock on Molly, and on the outside, Tropical Sun. That was a pretty handy debut after being slow away. A gap then to Turkish Lad, well back behind those to Mr. Snips, and tailing out to finish a long last is Schnoots. Tiffany Street is the winner. 2 for 2 here for the Street Boss filly. Four, 2 and 5. 4, 2, 5 placings. Rock on Molly number 6 finishes in 4th spot. Tiffany Street, Parnham there, really rousing her along, coming to the 600 just to get her to pick up the bridle and ask her the question. She did respond to that. She had them claimed at the 250 OK. Lord Gannicus at its first run also having to be stoked up early by Pat Carberry just to stay in touch with its rivals, but certainly knuckled down really well late. And Mr. Cova coming from second last. A very good second up run in this campaign. 4, 2, 5 and 6 they are in 1:04.54. And they've peeled off a 34.79 last 600 there. Half a length the neck are those margins. Raced by Oakland Park, managed by Neville Duncan along with Raft Barbaro. Tiffany Street, 2 for 2 here for the Dan Morton prepared filly. Chris Parnham there in the saddle. So they had a bit more luck getting around to the gates here with this one than they did with Viamonte in race 2 on the card. Lord Gannicus, an encouraging first up run by this Universal Ruler colt out of Hello Paris, owned by Elio Galanti, trained by Grant Williams and ridden by Patrick Carberry. And Mr. Cova was third home by Capitalist out of LABN, raced by Santo Waliardo. Brad Parnham in the saddle for the Neville Parnham yard. 4, 2, 5 and 6 the placings here. The favourite saluting in the third race for the day. She responded well to the vigour of Chris Parnham over the latter stages. Race 4, the Tab Touch Better Your Bet handicap. It's over the 1400. The next event comes at 2 o'clock. No changes, a field of 7, a pay 1-2. Okay, well, Dan Morton's about to join us down in the yard after the victory of Tiffany Street. It's been a mixed 70 minutes or so for the stable, Britt.
I know, this game can be a bit of a roller coaster. How's the heart rate been going, Danny? Before the race, we'll start there with Viamonte. Oh, you must have just, I saw you run out there and just with full concern straight away, obviously.
Yeah, I wasn't as quick as him, so I couldn't catch him. But, yeah, you know, that happens, obviously, and no harm done. He still raced very well, and yeah, as did this filly.
And she raced extremely well today. Talk us through the run as you saw it.
Yeah, she got a perfect run in transit. There was she got a good card into the race, and probably the race experience in the end is what made the difference. She's just a little professional, so got the job done.
You were really detailed in telling us last start about the issues you've had with her in terms of the barriers. Do you just hold your breath with you looking very closely at her when she goes into the gates and sort of breathe a sigh of relief once she's locked away?
Yeah, you always do. It's, you know, you just want to hope everything goes right for you. And like I alluded to earlier, the boys did a great job for me sort of educating her through that issue. So cheers to them. But yeah, it looks, hopefully that's all behind her now, and she's just a professional little racehorse.
Still look for another race now?
I'll just let the dust settle on that one, and yeah, if there's a good option available, we might take it, or otherwise she can have a little break.
Congratulations on the win. Day done.
Thank you.
There is Danny Morton, 2 starters. We know what happened with Viamonte. Luckily for them, they were able to start and pick up that check for third. I think it was $7,000 to run third, so not bad for a horse that obviously did get loose prior to the start. So high heart rate, I'm sure, for the Morton camp, and a bit of a nerve settler here with Tiffany Street taking care of her opponents. Chris Parnham jumps off the scales and is catching up with Scott.
Well, before we get to Tiffany Street, we'll ask him about Viamonte. Chris, what happened coming out of the mounting yard?
Oh, he was just feeling a bit well when he had a little buck and whip around at the same time and showed me who's boss.
And what about this filly today? She certainly had to grit her teeth and do it pretty tough there because they looked like they were really rolling. Yeah,
it was a nice gallop for a 2-year-old race. I was able to get in, one out, one back, which was a nice spot for me to be, but she really toughed it out well. She's pretty gutsy.
If you were expecting her to get better by every single race, and do you think she'll be a better 3-year-old as well?
Yeah, I think with a bit of time and mature, she'll come back a much better 3-year-old, yeah.
Congratulations, well done.
Thanks.
There is Chris Parnham and Danny Morton. They combine with Tiffany Street taking out race number 3.